Good morning. I see a few people. I can't see everybody. See Ken and Lori and Carol and somebody named Owner. Glad you're here with us. And we're going to do our power hour, but we can wake up social media real quick. Hope y'all are having a good day. I'm having a good day. It's Friday. The Georgia Bulldogs play tomorrow. The weather is great. Going to get to play a little golf this afternoon. I hope y'all got something fun planned for your weekend. But we're going to focus here for a few minutes, buckle down, and have our power hour. And just in case you want to invite somebody to join us, I know everybody can't see everything on every platform, but this is going to Zoom and to Facebook. And those of you that are on Zoom, you did it the best way because you'll have some interaction options later on as we get near the end, or maybe even in a immersed spot or two. We may do some interaction where you can ask some questions at the end for sure. And Mary Ellen just joined us. I'll give y'all just a few minutes. Invite anybody you want to invite. Tag them in the comments. If you're on Zoom, you can run over to Facebook and tag anybody you want to tag. So that's another option for you too. Okay. All right, we're going to dive in here. So I would love to know how many of you can use the Zoom chat if you're on Zoom. And if you're on Facebook, use Facebook. If you're on YouTube, use YouTube. I can see all of them. My software lets me see all the chats and all the channels at the same time. But only the people, whatever channel you're on, is what you'll be able to see. So we'll make sure that we answer as many questions as we can, okay? All right, so if you have a question or want to add somebody, put it in the comment section. And I'm going to try and keep up. I'll give you all a quick announcement. Beth Bates, who has been a faithful servant of ours for 10 years, she's got a senior in high school and she wants to be more present there. And she didn't have the time she needed to devote to what I needed her to do. And it was kind of great. It was like a God thing. My daughter, Hope, is more than capable and competent to do some of those same things. And so she's joining me with my amazing friend, Trey Bowden, who handles all of our videos, technology, and puts together presentations for me and just makes things work. So if you need something, message Hope. Beth's no longer working with us. She's still an amazing person, though. Well, let's dive into our power hour. So what is a power hour? If you've never done one before, hopefully you'll be amazed and you'll want to schedule more and more of these. I do one once a month. There is a recorded version on our website that you can do like whenever you're available. Because, sometimes the power hour doesn't exist when you're available to go do it. So we have a recorded one. And then every week, it seems like, or at least every month, the live power hours get updated on boards because there's a lot of people that do them. I've got some people on our team that, if you ever heard of a Pomodoro, I think it's a Pomodoro. Has anybody ever heard of a Pomodoro or Pomodoro timer? Put in the comments, if you've ever used one of those, put a tomato in the comments because it looks like a tomato. But what it is you set it for a certain amount of time and you focus on your task until you finish. And so that's really what a power hour is our time to get focused. We'll do Q&A at the end. It may be appropriate to jump in and let you ask a question in the middle, or I might ask you a question, so be ready. But if you want to ask a question at the end, you do need to be on Zoom, and you can go to makealife.com/power hour, and the Zoom link is there. Okay. So we start out every time. Get your pad, paper, pens ready. Probably should do a little, what do you need kind of tools and resources to make the most out of a power hour call. So I would love for, if you have a memory jogger, grab it. If you've got a list of people that are on your dream team, grab it, because we're going to focus to start with on working on our relational capital, because who is in this business with you is more important than the how, the what, or the why, or the where. Collins, Jim Collins, who wrote the book From Good to Great, he said that, some people just work on having the brightest, best, shiniest, biggest engine bus, and all of a sudden their bus is ready to go and they forget the main purpose of the bus and forget to get the right people on the bus. So we got to get the right people on our bus. There's training. If you've never put together a memory jogger and don't have a current one, you can go to makealife.com/memory jogger or scan that QR code. There's training there. There is a Google Sheet template for your memory jogger so that you can share that and collaborate with your upline and make that an effective, dynamic, living, breathing document that becomes the lifeblood of your business. It's not a static, once and done kind of document. I'm going to give you two things that we always do, and that is we always take this time with our list, with our names, with our who. We look at what current incentives are going on in our business to motivate us, to maybe to motivate them. We've got the Boost Your Business incentive going on right now, as well as anyone who signs up and does a $300 order, they get a free partner success kit valued at over $100 by the time you get shipping in there. It's got all kind of resources to start and launch your business with samples. Right now, we have tons of resources for Healthy Starts. If you haven't seen the new Healthy Starts video that was done as Dr. Paul Stricker did our call last Thursday night, it's got this introductory video in the beginning. I'll play this for you really quick. This is our new video. I think let me see if it's gonna, so you can, if you haven't seen the new video, it's really good. Let's see if it'll play for us. Well, maybe it's not going to play. I thought it would. Here we go.
So much in a young person's life is out of our control. The world is fast, unpredictable, and always changing. But one thing we can help them control is what fuels their body. And giving them a strong nutritional start to life makes all the difference. Healthy Starts is a simple, purpose-driven program from Juice Plus. If you're a Juice Plus customer, it lets you gift plant-based nutritional chewables or capsules to a young person, absolutely free, to give them a better foundation for a healthier life. Good nutrition supports a better sleep, stronger bodies, brighter futures. It's not just about how they eat. It's about building healthy habits for how they live. Reaching over 4 million people around the world, Healthy Starts is proof. Small changes can have a big impact. You can't control everything, but you can start with nutrition. Start with Healthy Starts.
Okay, so I want you to focus on Healthy Starts as we work on your your relational capital. Who could you share the amazing product we have, that and the fact that our Healthy Starts program and foundation lets their kids get it free from 4 until they're 26? Who could you share our Boost Your Business thing with? But I want to focus in on one thing different. My focus this month is all about purpose, why, making a life, not living your life to make a paycheck. And I want you to think about, who could you share your why with? So what is your why? Why are you in this business? Is it to make $500 a month or $1,000 a month like Lori was, my wife, when she started, just so she could stay at home? Is it like my friend who's a teacher and she got in the business and her first goal was to just contribute to the household income and buy groceries for the month? And at the end of the year, she ended up buying groceries and working her way all the way up through insurance, utilities, and also paying the mortgage. So she grew her paycheck, but she could only believe that little bite in the beginning. So what's your why? Do you have a wedding coming up? I had somebody yesterday. They have a wedding coming up. And they began to look at the expenses, and they want Juice Plus to pay for their daughter's wedding. Do you have college expenses? Would you like for your kids to graduate from college debt-free? Could your Juice Plus business pay for that? So I want you to take the next 7 minutes, and I want you to focus on either Healthy Starts, Boost Your Business, or who could you share your why with to see if maybe they have a why that you could uncover as a reason they might join you in this business. You're sharing your story. Part of that is sharing your why and knowing your why. I want you to think about that, and I'm going to give you about 7 minutes to work on that, okay? Here you go. If you have a question about your memory jogger or any of that, hold it till the end and we can go over it in our Q&A, okay? Okay, Rusty Armstrong just joined us. Welcome, Rusty. Sorry you had to sit in the waiting room for a minute. Guys, you got about a minute left to finish up your first activity on working on your memory jogger, your relational capital, focusing in on the the Healthy Starts program, focusing in on who could you share your why and your story with this week. Hi, Mickey. Glad you clarified who the owner was. Hey, Mickey. So about less than a minute left. So keep working on that. Thanks for joining us, the ones that just jumped in, and we'll have another activity to tackle in just a minute. I'll go ahead and tell Mickey a secret since she's asking the question while y'all are listening. Mickey, if you want to know how to change your name in Zoom, you can click on the settings and go to your profile, and there's a display name, and it'll let you change that if you want to change it down the road. Just FYI. All right. Part 2, calendar. So important. So important. I think there are 3 things in life we're supposed to be stewards over, and it's our money. And some of us do a good job of that. Some do a bad job of that, but we all know we should spend less than we make, save, pay our taxes, pay our tithe, give to those that are less fortunate than us. All kind of good things we can do with our money. Some of us even pay people to take care of our money for us. There's danger in that too, because they'll make you work to fill up a 401k and not let you live a life till you're 65. So you got to watch out for those guys too. But time is the second thing we're supposed to be stewards over. And how many of you will admit, let me go back so I can see you guys too. How many of you will admit that you have bought 10 or 15 different apps, calendar apps for your computer, phone, or iPad? How many of you ever had a Franklin Covey paper planner, maybe Post-it notes on your refrigerator? I had a BlackBerry, a Palm Pilot, all the things that were precursors to our modern technology. And now I've got trying to figure out how ChatGPT can take care of my calendar. He's promising me he can find that 25th hour in a day. He's pretty confident. I don't know if he can do it or not. I think only God could do that. But anyway, let's talk about calendar. So you got to calendar your events. I mean, there are things coming up. I mean, I know you could get people, there are people that would come to Indy with you just because of the community as we come together to worship the Creator, acknowledge we're the created. I'm paying Babby Mason to come, providing a room for you guys, a worship stage, a venue for us to come together and worship and be inspired. If you're going to be in Indy, you need to be there. And how many of you have gotten an email? I did. Since we've joined this call, I've gotten an email, and you either have got it in your inbox or you're going to get it. It says, big surprise in store. And I signed a non-disclosure agreement and got to try your new surprise, something big in store. Yes, it is coming, and you will be as excited as the little kid looking into his box. You want to be in Indy to find out about that. So that's an event you want to calendar, and it's not too late, guys. I mean, it's a month away, not quite a month, but almost a month, the very end of this month. And we would love to have you there. But, one of the things the email says is if you absolutely can't be there, make sure you go to and sign up for the SMS messages so that as soon as it's announced and shown on stage, you'll be the first to know, and maybe you could order some for yourself, okay? So if you absolutely can't be in India, make sure you sign up for that. And then there are events that are happening. There are calls, there are Zooms. You can mark this on your calendar, and date and time will be forthcoming. But on September the 29th, the day we get back from Indy, so Indy will end that Sunday, all of our travels, we'll all get back on Sunday the 28th. That Monday, September the 29th, I will have the doctor who will be speaking on the stage about your new surprise and what it's going to do for your, inside, amazingly inside your body. I can't tell you what it is. I just can't. They're going to be live with me on my podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and on all the podcast platforms on Monday, September the 29th. Okay. But what I want you to do is I want you to spend the next 7 minutes. I mean, here's some events that we've got coming up in September. We've got our special training on September 17th. Our power hour is happening today. There's not going to be a Finish Strong call because we'll be in Indy, but there is that call on the 29th, and the time and details will come soon. But I want you to focus in on your calendar. I want you to focus. Maybe you need to do a launch call. I've done 2 recently, and we launched somebody's business that was brand new for the first time, and then we relaunched somebody's business who's been kind of inactive since COVID kind of took the wind out of their sails. And what I'd love for you to do is maybe schedule a launch call. Put a launch call on your calendar, or during the next 7 minutes, call your upline and say, "Hey, when can we do a launch call?" Put some 3-way calls on your calendar right now. Okay? This is about getting things on your calendar, activating what you're thinking about in your head. Okay? When are you going to do a potluck training at your house? When are you going to do the next event? You want another date to put on your calendar? Can't give you any details. But as a company, we're going to kick off the new year like we've never done before. We will have a virtual event with the top leaders from around the world and with the company. They'll be beamed live into your living rooms January the 8th through the 10th. So you want to put January the 8th through the 10th on your calendars and save that for a global, well, this will be on a U.S. North American New Year's kickoff with Juice Plus, okay? Lots of details coming there, but you can put those dates on your calendar. So spend the next 7 minutes really, I want your calendar to look full of productive events that you're committed to go build your business, okay? 7 minutes to work on this, okay? Remember, if you want to do Q&A for a few minutes at the end, you'll need to be on Zoom. If you want to just watch and engage through the comments, you can stay on Facebook or YouTube, okay? Here you go.
soup. We've had that in Europe for many, many years, and no, that is not coming here as of now either. Personally, honestly, we don't need it. It's okay. We have amazing, amazing product with everything else that's coming. I just want to be sure. I'm not sure if I would share that everywhere because it could create potential some. I mean, people wondering what's going on. So this is kind of for your eyes only for the Beavers. So you see what.
Okay, you got just a few more minutes, seconds actually, less than a minute before we head to our next topic. Didn't know my mic was on when I was playing a Voxer message in the background for you guys. Sorry about that. But let's go to our next topic, okay? Three-way calls. I said you could do that with your memory jogger list a minute ago. And with planning events, a three-way call could be an event. Anything that you where you have to be somewhere to accomplish the task. To me, that's an event. And three-way calls are the number one tool that I built my business on. There's multiple videos on my YouTube channel that are just critical training on how important these three-way calls are. I mean, it literally, and some of them are Zooms now. They were just all phone calls. I think more today need to be phone calls than we try to make them Zoom, because I know there's still people that feel like they need to go to their makeup artist and their wardrobe consultant and all those things before they go on camera. And you're going to make it more difficult on yourself scheduling things if you try to make all of your three-way calls Zoom calls. So go listen to that training. It's on makealife.com and youtube.com/makealife. And there's good training there on three-way calls. We're going to spend the next 7 minutes working on that. And one of the things, I just did a video on things that I would tell my 20-year-old self. Looking back, if I was starting over and I was in my 20s, a young person building this business, what are things that I would do now that I would tell myself to make sure that I did? And three-way phone calls, using three-way phone calls is just an urgent one of those things. So what I want you to do, you have a couple options here, because I know you can't make all the three-way phone calls if you don't have them scheduled right now. But what we're going to try and do is there's a couple things. If you want to write these down, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to get with whoever your upline mentor or person that you would like to schedule your three-way calls with. Make sure you have their Calendly link or some access to their calendar. It's not really fair for you to ask them and teach them and train them to use the three-way phone call and for them not to make that calendar time available to you. If you're trying, let's just say it's Jeff Roberti. I'm just making that up. He's big time top leader in our company. If you don't know Jeff, or Wendy Campbell, or who's somebody that's, really famous and super successful, and you want to, and they're your upline, well, they need to give you a link to their calendar so that when you're trying to get Jane Doe or John Smith on the phone on a three-way phone call, you don't have to say, John, when is your time available? How about 2 o'clock on Friday? And you call Wendy, and Wendy says, no, I can't do 2 o'clock on Friday, but I can do 7 o'clock on Saturday night. So you call John back, no, I can't do Saturday 7 o'clock. And you go back and forth. At some point in time, John just gets frustrated and says, forget it. Now, you need access to their calendar. So one thing you could do to make this time very proactive, if you don't have the Calendly or some kind of link technology where you can click on a link and see when Christine Averill, when Don Rathman, when Leanne Gordon, when your upline is available to help you do a three-way call, you need that. So that's one of the things. If you don't have that, you could do that. If you're a leader, and there's several of you on this call, and you want to be available to do three-way calls for your team and you're mentoring others, do you have your own link set up so you can share your calendar? You could go to Calendly, CALENDLY.com, and set that up right now. There are ways you can share just straight up from a Google Calendar and stuff. It's just not quite as easy. You don't have to use Calendly. There are other options. That's just the one I've chosen to use. And it's the most popular and the most widely used. And then the next thing, so get with your upline, make sure you have theirs. If you're being a mentor to someone, make sure you have one. And the third thing I want you to do is I would like for you to schedule at least 5 three-way calls in the next 7 minutes. If you can't schedule them and you can't get a hold of everybody, write down the names of the 5 people that you're going to get on a three-way call in the next week. Dig into your list. Is there somebody that has a question about the product and you need to bring in someone that's more sciencey, health professional, medical, that you need to answer a question for them? Is it someone who is struggling with creating their memory jogger and they need help making their list? Is it someone who's so close to getting to QSC and they need just a couple more orders to finish that out? Is it somebody who has a question, how do I make $5,000 a month with the Juice Plus business? What do I need to do? What's a plan? What's a strategy? Not to get rich overnight, but how can I build my business to get to that point? What kind of three-way calls do you need to do? I want at least 5 of them intended, scheduled, or done by the time this next 7 minutes are up. I'm going to see who either got the person that they want to do it with and the upline that's going to be the expert. I want to know on those 5 calls, if you don't get them scheduled, I want to know who you're going to do them with, who's your important person that you need to move along the process, answer questions, and help them, and who's the expert you're going to bring in. I want 5 of those in the next 7 minutes, okay? Go.
Please spell that link for calendar.
Sorry, say that again.
Spell that link for setting up your calendar.
The name of the app and the name of the
Yes.
website is Calendly. Calendly. Calendly is the name of the app, and the website is calendly.com. Hello, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Okay, who's got a three-way phone call at least itemized and planned, whether you got it scheduled or not? Trying to see who all's on here, and I can't see who's on Facebook and YouTube, but I can see. And if any of you guys have a question about this, we'll pause just for a minute at the end of this 2 minutes. This is important because if you can get a system and a routine where you're regularly scheduling three-way calls, it'll change your business. I mean, it will literally change your business because that third-party person coming in that becomes the credential, like that amener or that brings credentials, viability, validity to the table, it's a game changer. What did you get, Christy? You got Calendly? Or Ken? You got Calendly, Ken? Somebody said they got it. Was that Ken? All right, we got a minute and a half left. And if any of you have a question, of those of you that are on Zoom, I can't pull in the Facebook and YouTube people, but if anybody on Zoom has a question about three-way calls or anything that we talked about in that last little section, we'll pause for a minute and let y'all ask a couple of those, okay? I'm going to go ahead and switch over and see who might want to join. Anybody have a question about three-way, Calendly? Ken says he didn't download the app yet, but he's made a list and of those to schedule. Okay, can't do it while he's on the computer. You don't have to ask a question now, but if you have one, I'll give you just a minute. We won't wait till the end to do all the questions. We can do a few right now if you want to. Anybody? Everybody's good right now? Okay, we'll keep moving. We'll keep moving and grooving. All right. All right, next section. This is social media. Create, plan, social content. And so it's okay if you want to think outside the box here. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. Because if someone didn't tell me that, my go-to would be to go to Facebook. And I don't know if most of you all, but I think that's where we all started. At least that was my first venture into social media. So if someone said, go create a social media post, I would just natively, instinctively think Facebook first. But I want you to maybe think about expanding your horizons. You know, Jabez. Anybody ever heard of Jabez? Anybody know who Jabez is? Christy's heard of Jabez. Jabez is this dude that's not talked about very much in the Bible. But Jabez had a request. He wanted for God to expand his territory, expand his borders. He wanted God to keep his hand upon him and keep him free from harm, that all might go well. And you know what? God granted his request because he was a righteous man. But that's not a faith lesson right here. What that is he wanted to expand his horizon. That was a good thing. He wanted to expand his territory. Maybe you need to expand your social media territory. Maybe you need to do something on Instagram. You know, Facebook owns Instagram. You could try that. Maybe you need to do something on X. Used to be Twitter. I don't know. You can try. I've been tinkering around and playing around with LinkedIn a little bit because I think the LinkedIn people are a little more serious about business because it's kind of a resume business network kind of app. Maybe you need to try LinkedIn. Here's the reason I'm telling you this is I don't want you to always be preaching to the choir. Some of you on Facebook have not grown your network or grown your audience, and you've been talking to the same people and over and over again for a long time, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about expanding that. And let's talk about how you do what that social media activity looks like. Here's some tips, okay? I want you to think about being you, being real, being authentic, and sharing your story. You're never going to share your story too much because, yes, our product's amazing. Yes, our company's amazing. Yes, our business is amazing. But do you know why people join you? Because they hear your story, believe your story, and want to join you in your endeavor. And then the product and the company validate that what you're doing is amazing and professional and above board. But don't overthink it. They're images, they're things on boards. You don't have to be a creative and go out and create your own post. Stuff's there you can copy. And plagiarism does not exist in social media. We just all share each other's stuff and we just do it. That's just the way it works. It's not like copying somebody's work and turning it in on your term paper. This is social media. People put it out there so you can admire what they do and you can share it, and then more people admire it, okay? Here's a good rule of thumb, 10-4-1 rule. One of the ways for people to know you care is reshare some of their content. It's easy too, so it creates content for you to post. Go find something valuable. Go to Jamie Kinsey, go to Curt Beavers, go to Candace Corson, go to Christy Claimer, go to somebody's social media channels and share what they've already shared, reshare it. Go and then create 4 pieces of original content that are yours. It doesn't all have to be business. Family, church, faith, travel, vacation, pictures of dogs get lots of likes. Pictures of food get lots of likes. Take a picture of your favorite smoothie. And healthy breakfast today. Down with the frosty, down with the fruity flakes or whatever, do something. And then you want one like direct, like I got a deal special going on, healthy starts. If you get Juice Plus, your kids get it free till they're 26 years old. Something that's direct. So, okay, we're going to work on social media for a minute. I've got something I did on YouTube that turned out great. Easiest way to get your kids to eat more fruits and veggies. That's what you can share that if you want to do a healthy media post. We've got, Jan Roberto did one. Valerie Miles did one with me. We've got one on September the 29th, the day after our conference. I've got some of the doctors that are going to be on stage about our big surprise that I can't tell you about. You just got an email about it. Something amazing's coming, and I'm going to have a live event with some of the doctors on that day so that those of you that were not at conference can hear about that. But it's not a post it and they will come. It's a post it, you engage, you follow up. It would be like just introducing yourself to somebody at a cocktail party and you disappearing. No, you engage in the conversation, you get to know them better, you follow up, and maybe next week you do some business together. Posting on social media is no different, okay? So I want you to take the next 7 minutes, follow that 10-4-1 rule, go stalk somebody, like their post, find some content you want to share. I want everybody to share something on one of these platforms, maybe expand your horizon and try a new one in the next 7 minutes, okay? Here we go. We're going to shut this section down at about 3 minutes, just so we have time to finish up and make sure I don't go over your hour that you all dedicated here. So at about 3 minutes, we're going to shut down this topic, and we've got one more we're going to do, okay? So you got about 1 minute, 15 seconds left to work on your social post. And if you don't finish, these are good things just to like put on your list that you can do after the call too. But we ask you to set aside an hour, and I like to be timely and prompt for you guys. Okay. 1 more minute. We'll still do a quick Q&A at the end, but about 15 seconds, we're going to go to our next topic. This is going to be kind of a universal catch-all that will help you maybe get caught up on some of the things you hadn't finished yet. Okay. Everybody doing okay? I have to ask that because, I mean, if we were in a room sitting together, I would say, everybody doing okay? Anybody got any questions? We'd be sitting around a table. We'd be sitting in a living room, and I'd look in your eyes, and I could tell if you needed, like, there was panic in your face, like you were totally lost, or you were excited and this is working. Can't quite do that in this environment, but I can ask, and you can comment, and then I can help you. Mary Ellen Moen, what was the 1041? You got distracted. Okay, I'm going to put that back up there while I talk for a minute. There's the 1041 for you. Mary Ellen, maybe you can take a screenshot of that or something. I'll leave it up there for a minute. So we're going to talk about follow-up as our next topic, okay? Mary Ellen, give me a thumbs up once you get that, and I'll change my slide, okay? So follow-up. And here's the way I want you to think about this. I want you to go back, and you could go back further, but let's just say, I'm going to go ahead and change slides. I don't know if Mary Ellen, I hope you got that, Mary Ellen. We're going to go ahead and move forward because we'll get everybody on the right part. Go back 2 weeks, and I want you to think about in this. I'm telling you what to do, so jot down notes. I'm not asking you to do this right now. Thanks, Mary Ellen. I see your thumbs up. I'm not asking you to do this right this second. We're going to do it during the 7 minutes, but here's what I want you to focus on. Take the last 2 weeks, and I want you to think about who all you've been in contact with the last 2 weeks. Who were you really good about starting a conversation with that maybe you need to send them a sample? Maybe you need to make a follow-up phone call. Maybe it's your neighbor and you need to take them a smoothie. But who did you proactively, or you've already initiated and started the conversation? That's one. Who that you bumped into, that you've interacted with in the last 2 weeks, did you neglect to start a conversation, or was there a missed opportunity that you got busy, you got distracted, that you didn't follow up, you didn't take advantage of? So that would be a first. Hey, it was so good to see you about 10 days ago, and I meant to call you, and just life got in the way, totally forgot, but I'd love to get a cup of coffee. We really need to catch up. And if you want to be really good, go to that person's, if you know that person and you're friends with them on one of the social media platforms, go check out what's going on in their life. And when you text them, and you could say, man, it looks like y'all had a great ball game Friday night. I hope your team won, or looks like you've got a big boy playing football now, or something. Or it looks like your girl's like loving cheerleading her senior year, or whatever. Go find out something about them so that when you text them, they'll know you care. So who did you proactively start with? You need to follow up. Who did you neglect and not follow up with that you've been with the last 2 weeks? And then what I want you to also think about is who do you need to follow up with that needs to make a decision maybe about joining the business, and you could tell them, did you know that the company's we've got our success box to set you up to start in this business. The company's giving those out free to anybody who signs up and places their first $300 order, and they just extended it. I know we talked about you getting started in the business last month, but now would be a great time because you get that free. It's $100 value with shipping and freight and everything for sure. It's $99 and shipping and freight, makes it way over $100 value. So dig back into your past to see what you've missed. And then maybe in recent times, what kind of follow up do you need to do? And then I want you to make follow up part of your plan. When you, I want you to have a system. So you're gonna follow up on what you stirred up and what you missed out on. But then I want you to move forward. Whether it's you're gonna say, and this is what I do. I say, hey, SIRI. I'm not gonna say it right now because 10 devices in my office would go off. Hey, lady, hey, SIRI. Remind me to call Christy next Monday at 2:00 because I want to follow up and I'm going to set me a date. Or remind me to send a sample to Susie. And that's my system. That's what I do. The reason I chose that system, and I'm integrating, AI more and more as I learn more about AI, but I'm always doing something. I mean, if you know me, there's very rarely am I doing nothing. I've got something in my hands, whether it's a steering wheel or a tractor steering wheel or a shotgun or a golf club or a pickleball paddle. I've usually got something in my hand. And the fact that I can talk to my watch or my phone to remind me to do something, been a game changer for me. So that's my system. I don't know what yours is, but if you don't have one, stuff's going to fall through the cracks. So take the next, we'll say 5 minutes. We don't have 7. Let's say 3 minutes. Take the next 3 minutes, and I want you to remember the fortunes in the follow up. And I want you to do those 3 things: opportunities you started that you need to finish, opportunities you missed that you need to start, and what kind of system are you going to put in place from this point forward to make sure you don't let stuff slip through the cracks. Okay? Ready? Go. And I'm gonna change this to a different time because we're gonna do 3 minutes. We're not gonna do 5. We're gonna do 3. There you go. Really think, who have you been in contact with in the past 2 weeks where you started something you didn't finish, or whether you neglected to start? Is an amazing person you met, an amazing life that God put across your path, that God had big plans for you all to connect, and you ignored that opportunity. It's not too late. Do it right now. I'm going to give you all about a minute or two. If you have a question you want to ask me, because we're running short on time, give you another minute and a half to work on your follow up. And then those of you that are on Zoom, if you want to ask me a question, I told you I would do Q&A, so I will. But I want you to be ready here in about a minute and 18 seconds, and I'll pull you in and try and answer any questions you have. Okay? We'll stay till everybody's questions are answered, but let's try and honor me and fish it with everybody's time because I ran us over a little bit. Okay, I'm going to pull us together. Who has a question? Anybody have a question that we can hit real quick? Y'all been so good this morning, and we almost finished in an hour. Not quite. Who's got a question? Anybody? Whoa. What does that mean? Stop. Interesting. That was my iPad, an alarm going off at the end of that YouTube timer. That was really weird. I thought the sky was coming down, falling on me. Anybody else? Nobody has a question. Does that mean we did a good job, or y'all were just like faithful, diligent warriors? It's kind of like, did you go to Weight Watchers and get on the scale and you were happy? Did you go to Weight Watchers and get on the scale and you felt guilty and you just starved yourself the last hour? I don't know.
Hey, Curt, this is Candace. This has been fabulous. The first part I was doing stuff I had to do. I wanted to jump on at the beginning, but love the part that about the tips on social media. I mean, it's actually the most succinct and coherent and powerful tips I've heard and seen. I did get that screenshot.
Cool.
And I wonder, do you have a recording you've already done in the past, something like that, of those tips? Not to ask you to do anything else.
There's a recorded version of all these power hours on my website. I don't know that I've done one on that particular topic, but I could do that. I mean, we're always, when somebody asks me a question, to me, that's an opportunity to make a video, because if one person asks it, that means there's a lot of people that would ask it if they could. So I will jot that down. That'll be an easy video. We can make that video. That'd be good.
Oh, that would be awesome. I think it will help so many people who are now willing to try, but they're still scared, and it's just so concrete. I just really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
I think it's always good to have something new and fresh, but Rachel Brewer does have something like that I could send your way, Dr. Corson.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Christy, why don't you put it in the comments in this on Facebook, and then you can go back later and do it. Well, and this is on Facebook or YouTube. You can throw it in those comments and tag Candace or whatever. She'll grab it.
Okay.
And that way everybody can see it too.
And it'd be on which Facebook would it be on?
On my Make a Life Facebook page. You're
Gotcha.
on.
Okay.
She'll tag you. You'll get a notice. So if she tags you, you'll get a notice too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Hope everybody's coming to Indy. I wish I could tell y'all about what's going to happen. I mean, I just can't do it though. They'd have lawyers after me and all kind of stuff. So Candace probably knows too, though.
No, I don't. That makes it even more exciting. No, I really don't. And I would be a good girl too if I knew, but all I know, I mean, we've been told it's about gut health, but we don't know what it looks like, we don't know anything. And that's, they love to surprise us. So it's exciting. It
will be a surprise. It's going to be great. And I think the most exciting thing is for us to get educated about, you can say what you just said about gut health, but what you don't know is how big of an opportunity that is, and how, Candace, we're not going to get into it now, but she as a physician knows how big of a problem the lack of gut health causes in our society. So if we can be a part of solving that, it's going to be huge. So be in India.
It's so true. And the awareness, Curt, right? People have the awareness today, right, that they didn't have just a few years ago. So they're looking for, the timing couldn't be more perfect, I think.
Yeah, I just got to be careful. I don't want to talk about it because I could talk for a long time. I've been doing a lot of research. I'm excited about it. Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much. And make a power hour a part of your day. I mean, I think that
you just got muted, Curt, I think, by accident. I think you're muted by accident. I can't hear.
We can't.
Oh, there you go. I did mute. I did my when I changed scenes, it muted me. Sorry. So get you a Pomodoro calendar. Get something that allows you to or do not disturb on your iPhone. Block aside an hour, and don't do anything else except stay on the task at hand. And you'll get so much more done if you can focus on that. So thanks for joining. Have an amazing weekend. Do something fun with your family this weekend. Okay. See ya. Bye.